Okay. Hi there, Lynn here with 2 more tips to help you and your team members get the very most out of those coaching conversations. And today we're on tips 9 and 10. So tip number 9 is called one thing at a time. As we know, coaching can work on some really big issues. We also know that coaching is about change and creating the environment for change. But if we expect our team members to change everything at once, it simply won't work. Now, you know, if you've been around my Effortless Leader community for a while, that my mantra is one step at a time. If there are too many things to do, too many things to change, your team member will probably end up doing none of them. It just feels too overwhelming. So, for example, you don't help a team member who's petrified of presentations suddenly become ready to present to 100 people in one short coaching conversation. You help her work on one bit at a time. It might be content, it might be practice, it might be helping her to manage her state. The person who comes to you who is overwhelmed with too much stuff in my head can make a start by getting everything out of her head and onto paper and then start from there. Or the person who's been avoiding what they think of as a difficult conversation can start with the end in mind in terms of what she wants to achieve from a conversation. The next step she does might be to prepare an outline for that conversation and so on. The thing is that small actions are doable. They build confidence a little bit at a time, and action leads to confidence, not the other way around. Tip number 10 is called creative coaching. Coaching doesn't have to involve sitting in a room, virtual or otherwise, and just talking. Some people can get huge insights from drawing, for example. So if I have a client who uses a lot of visual language, I might ask her to tell me about the picture or image she's seeing, or to draw it. For example, she might say the team looks scattered, so I might invite her to draw the scattered team. Or if she tells me I'm at a crossroads and I don't know where to go, I might ask her to draw the crossroads and maybe explore what lies down each of those paths. There are often huge insights we can gain from tapping into our creativity and looking at things in a different way that we'd never thought of before. And again, you really use the language that they're using. It's also great to walk and coach. There's a lot of talk about coaching in nature now. And if you're working virtually, you can both be in some outside space, or if you're together, you can walk together. When we're rushed and busy, there's something enriching about just being in the fresh air. Even better if we're in a garden or near some trees or close to nature. When we stop and look at what's around us or listen to the bird song, it can really help us pause and clear our heads. And that leads to a much better environment for a really good coaching conversation. I sometimes ask clients to do a bit of stretching and breathing before we start our session, or to move around a little bit, just to get some oxygen flowing into the brain and notice any tensions in the body. Again, starting with that helps to be in a much more focused place to do the coaching work. So be creative, enjoy your coaching, and help your people to thrive, flourish, or fly. I hope you've enjoyed the 10 tips for coaching conversations I've shared with you this week, and I'd love to hear any questions, comments, or observation. Thanks very much for being with me.